This is our workshop, and so far you guys have seen us create some pretty special cars in here. For instance, the 1-ton 330 Club Sport, or the E63 DCT V10 M6. But while these cars have been purchased, built and completed, there's been that one that's been cooking for a little bit longer than the others. With a custom orange leather and Alcantara interior, an S65 V8 with a DCT gearbox just for good measure. And just to top it off, a carbon skinned exterior. But in this episode, Nuno's gonna have a rant.
You're so boom. Tell us in the comments below if you like the carpet finish.
Big carpet guy.
I am a big carpet. Oh, do you know, I'm gonna have a rant.
Should we put a mic on? How big of a rant is this gonna be? Let me come
It might be pretty big.
Oh my god.
So I was perusing YouTube earlier.
Okay.
I was just replying back to comments.
Oh no.
People asking us questions and why don't I like Porsches and, you know, all that pretty standard shit. After finishing replying to comments, I had a little peruse on the old YouTube to see what's new, what isn't. I'm just really struggling to find any decent car content that isn't just buy a scrap car and fix it up, or we bought a banger for 500 quid and travelled to Turkey on 1 tank of fuel. Like, it's just all the same shit. And I get it. People seem to be getting mad views. £2,000 banger gets purchased, some modifications get done. People are trying to, I think, copy the Top Gear thing, where there was a challenge. The producers have given us X number of quid, buy the best touring car, buy the best V12 saloon, travel to here, you've got this budget. But a lot of the cars in those episodes, they stayed behind. Like, they own some of those cars still. Like, Jeremy still owns the Bentley.
The Bentley.
From like the first Africa special, where they put the bull bars on it and stuff. And Richard still owns one of his Morris Minors, I think. It had a name, didn't it? Comment below if you remember the name. It's something stupid.
Yeah.
Anyway, but they keep some of those cars. The ones that they like gel with, they keep, right? Like what we do, we are building our own personal cars. There isn't a set budget, and everyone within Ratdog has different budgets. Everyone individually builds their cars to how they want their cars. Understandably, not everyone's gonna like the color, not everyone's gonna like the carbon, not everyone's gonna like the engine choice, whatever it may be. But these cars, once they're built, they stay. They become part of the team, part of the squad. I can't remember a time where we've built a car, even in call it the last 10 years. We've built a car and then sold it as that car. My blue M4, I put the car completely all back to standard, sold the car as it was, and then bought another one and did the same thing again. So what happens to all these challenge cars? They just go on eBay? So that's my gripe, right? Are these people doing it because they like doing what they're doing? Or are they just journalists and it's a job?
They're just creating content. That's it.
So they're actors?
They're not actually...
So they're actors?
They're not documenting their...
So they're actors? Yeah, and that's my gripe. It's like, we are watching and being fed car content by people. Are they actually that into cars? That's the bit I can't get on board with.
Yeah.
And it's nothing against people.
Yeah.
This isn't a people thing. This is when you watched Top Gear or Fifth Gear years ago, Tiff was an ex-BTCC driver. Plato was an ex-BTCC driver. The woman as well, one of the woman presenters, she was an ex-racing driver as well. Top Gear, not racing drivers, but car people. Like genuine car people. Like car people. It's like Gordon Ramsay not being into food. How is he gonna present and run Hell's Kitchen, or how would he ever, if his original passion wasn't the food? Well, for me anyway, because I'm into this, it comes across when the moment I see mistakes straight away, and it like little specific stuff. This might be my autism, but it really grinds me. Let's say there's a quite a large popular channel, and it does some drag racing here and there, and some other different types of straight line racing. And when they put the specs of the vehicles up, sometimes at least get the stuff right. Get the stuff right. An F10 M5 doesn't have an 8-speed ZF. We're talking about channels with, over 1 million subscribers.
But there's so many people involved that they're not all going to be...
But someone should be checking.
So, like what we have our meetings, where people don't get to see. If you want to see our meetings, comment below.
No.
We'll do them on live. We wouldn't leave the editing to Ali. We wouldn't leave the painting to Jack. Okay, we wouldn't leave the welding to Peter. We wouldn't leave the tuning to me. All of these people that are involved in these productions, surely for each point of the organization, you've put the best suited person at that level. So when it comes to checking specifics or signing a video off before it goes live, someone needs to be checking credentials. Like, is what we said correct? Is that right? Is it not? And everyone makes mistakes. I appreciate all that, but most of them are coming out of people who...
But when you have an editor that does not know what to look for or when to fact check something, you can't expect them to fact check everything. But then having a video editor doesn't mean that they're going to be into cars necessarily.
No, I appreciate that.
You need to find a video editor that's into cars as well as being at a certain level that they can produce something like that as well, which isn't something when you go through a big company's bureaucracy process, blah, blah, is something that higher ups will...
And so this leads back to my core argument, which is...
They're not...
It's just a media...
It's a business. It's not...
Which I haven't got a problem with them being businesses. The bit that I struggle with is, I'm a businessman and I'm into cars, and when I sit down and watch this shit, I want to be entertained, and as much as it is entertaining, you then get fed wrong information, which then trickles down to 1 million dick riders that go on the internet and post loads of wrong stuff. I personally don't care about the dick riders. They mean nothing to me. But if you are generating and creating this content, and if you are giving out this information to people, try and do your best. And you can see too much, it's too lax. And it's just like, oh, f*** it, just put the content out. There's too much, oh, f*** it, it doesn't matter. Oh, no one's gonna notice. But when you watch like 13, 20, some of the stuff, everyone involved with those videos knows what the f*** they're talking about.
They love that shit.
But that's my point. Some of the guys in these channels know more than what we do.
Agreed.
And they're still just media people.
Agreed.
Right? Mainly about boosted stuff, because that's like the big thing in America. Is but these guys, they know everything. They know everything about their turbos, what manifolds they're using, what steels are being used, what schedules of fucking metals. They know all the shit.
Or they know all the little details on the turbo.
All the
little bits.
Everything, right? So, and we try and go into detail for us so that we understand what we're doing and how we do it. And then we try and not numb it, but like dilute it when we talk on the internet. But one thing we're not gonna ever do is make something up if we don't know.
No.
That is why fundamentally rule number 1 of Ratdog is don't do what we do. Because we are not actually trained techs. We know what we're doing, but we're not trained techs, right?
Well, there's a reason we make mistakes. You know, we're trying stuff.
Not to say that professionals don't make mistakes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
of course. But there's, yeah, exactly that. It's not a business, and that's another reason what fucks me off even more. We aren't a business. We're not necessarily doing this to make money. We've always said, even if it doesn't take off, we've got memories for life of us building cars, crashing cars, racing cars, driving cars with our friends, eating food, holidays, whatever. But if it gets us what we think it may get us to, it will actually allow us to do some more of the crazier shit while being a little bit easier on my wallet and shit like that, and better tools, better facilities, whatever we can do, right? Put on shows, track days, whatever it leads to. One thing that we are never gonna do is try and bullshit our way through fake shit. We're never gonna put out a video that it's an activity that we don't want to do, just for the sakes of, oh, let's make some content. And I feel, and that's how, like, I'm sat there on the sofa, I'm drinking a Red Bull, and I'm watching this, and I'm like, this is just way over enthusiastic for someone changing brake discs on an MX-5.
I don't know. I think the last real channel, and this is sticking my head out here a little bit, but I would say the last real channel that was really, really into cars was Hoonigan.
Well, before it fell apart.
Because everybody left.
They balanced the business aspect of it.
Because it was bought out by some
And it became a business.
And then it went into liquidation.
And same thing for Donut, real car people, right? And then they got bought out, and then it became a business, and then they weren't doing things they actually enjoyed, so everybody left.
I'm probably going to sound like a hater for saying what I've said, but I just keep saying the same thing that I keep repeating to many people. Make cars fun again. Make cars fun again. And too much of it, like you said, too much of it is about funneling lead flow, which is great, but none of that's fun. It's just financial, that's it. Whereas, at what point is this gonna be financially beneficial? Like, it's not. Make cars fun again.
You had some issues with wiring or some questions, is that right?
I have no issues with wiring. No, I just need to correct him. You have some issues with wiring.
Don't forget that this car ran perfectly before.
I don't give a f***.
Which means that everything was plugged in.
Also, I've got, stay there.
Oh my God, ADHD.
Stop. This is for Dick Riders 101. This is Motul. This is Motul 300V, 10W60. This is Motul 300V purchased from Club Motul website with 15% off with our code, okay? The reason why I mentioned Dick Riders and the reason why I want to bring this up is because we have had a few people message saying, I can buy from other suppliers for cheaper, even with your code, okay? Do I need to remind anyone what happened when I bought my 10W60 from a cheaper supplier? We are fucking here. So this is coming from Motul, not a distributor, when you buy from Motul. I'm not saying the other stuff is right, I'm not saying it's fucking not right. All I'm saying is, I'm personally not taking any more fucking chances with fluids, and neither is anybody else here. So if you can find some oil for £10 cheaper from somewhere else, that's on you. That's just to answer some of the messages that we've had about, if I buy from so-and-so, even with your code, it's still a little bit cheaper. That's sound, no problem. We don't care.
We know what happens.
So back to this car, and back to you saying it used to work before.
Yeah.
Because of the brand we won't name, we need to, should we take that flag down now?
Do we do it now?
Rip the flag down.
Do we need the thing? Whoa. No, whoa. Can we like get up there? I'm gonna watch him struggle. Yeah!
The enemy!
Go on, boy. Happy?
Back to where we were post-rant. It used to run but then it blew up,
Yes.
and then it hit some barriers.
Yes.
And now I think all the wiring's f***ed up. This is the hazards.
Yes.
This is the hazards hole. As you would say, it's not got enough long on it.
Did it live here before?
It did.
100%?
Yeah. My car is OEM plus.
What? Okay, is that supposed to be routed through up there?
I
don't know.
I cannot conclude your questionnaire. And nobody knows who done what. So the fundamental problem here is it's no one's fault. We just must get it right.
It just needs to be done. Okay,
Correct.
all right, fine.
Diplomacy at its finest.
Yeah, that's just routed the wrong way, that's all.
So I need you to
We could just extend it,
also,
I guess.
yeah. If it's the only
Yeah,
one,
yeah.
No, you can't.
No, because the dash is in, this is
cannot.
in, that's bolted, this is
It is
nice.
an impossible mission.
Which means you know exactly what you've done.
I don't. You stole this.
I didn't, no.
Oh.
No, I didn't steal that. Mine is mine.
What goes in there?
That is heat seats and DSC.
My DSC's on here now because.
Yeah, so that's,
V8.
which is probably why you don't have it.
Okay. So that's all plugs.
Yes,
There you go.
that's all of
That's
these.
all of that.
That's those plugs of these, because that's
So
the heater
enjoy.
matrix.
If you can make all that work without too much. Also, we do have a problem. The problem is, what's all this shit?
So this is your handbrake one, that
Yeah.
one.
Okay. So we have a problem with that anyway.
Why?
Let me just show you.
That just goes in a hole.
Yeah, but there's a problem with it.
Which is?
I will show you. The problem is, it's fucking. No, it's here. But you know, no, it's now here. It's now there. You know, at the very tip, there's a little copper thing. That little copper thing.
Yeah.
That little
So small.
stupid copper
That
thing.
goes in there.
The
Like,
copper thing's missing. There's a plastic thing, and then a spring in the middle, and then on top of it, there's like a copper.
and that's what
And
this
then you
is.
push the thing, and then that goes in there. That's missing. What the f***'s this? What the f***'s this? This is the comfort
That is
access
comfort access.
for no reason at all.
What do you mean comfort access?
Shh, what do you know?
Have you got comfort access?
This says.
It
This
does.
says.
I can start this car without the key in the ignition.
I don't know if it works anymore. It did.
Well, it did pre-bang.
Really?
Interior
Yeah.
lights. This says.
Oh, that's nice.
So
Look at my Alcantara.
you.
Comfort
Yeah, comfort access. And
access. And the key actually had to be in it.
This.
no, it doesn't. The key just needs to be in the
No,
car,
it's
but
just be in the car.
as in
but it
the
didn't.
car.
Yeah, I just kept it in my pocket.
What do you mean?
Yeah. Right.
And what comfort
So
access?
I've got one there, and then the other.
There's one down
the other
there. And
antenna.
there's one also back there. So the comfort access module goes at the back there.
Yeah, because the E93 it come out of had comfort access.
Yeah, boy.
So Ed was like, yeah, we'll keep that.
That's nice.
It's cool, isn't
It's
it?
very cool.
Did you see the comment of that cheeky saying, why'd you bother to PPF of the strut towers?
You're just gonna crack.
You're only gonna fucking bend it anyway.
Wow.
I'm not gonna lie. I read it and I was like,
I can't even remember.
fair point.
There's nothing I can
Excuse me, sir.
Literally, like I got
no comeback.
Yeah, no, put that back where it was. I needed to cut it.
What is that?
Why?
What is that? Is that?
I needed.
This is an AB. No, is this ABS?
Yeah, I'll tell you why I needed to cut it. Because we fed it through the fuel tank
Wait.
lid last time.
So why did you cut it?
Because I don't want to feed it through the fuel tank lid.
Right. So
Where
why
did
don't
you
we just
wanna feed it
de-pin it?
Where did you want to fit?
Deep in?
Yeah, you know, like take this off, take the 2 pins off, and then push it through.
Do you know how much quicker it was just to go?
You. He did the same thing.
Did I?
Yeah.
With what?
There was an argument between me and him, and he just went "Boop," because the cage was in the way, and you just went.
I did do that, and it was the same fucking piece of loom. Listen, the viewers don't know this, but the people that know me know this. I am as consistent as it gets. As a person, I am consistent.
Even cuts the same wire twice.
I even make the same mistakes twice.
Was that the I don't know?
No,
No, that's at the front. That's something
the
else.
nose sensor is the vacuum pump.
It's not the pump.
I decided
sensor.
that we didn't need vacuum in this car.
Nuno took off the pump, the
So
sensor,
I
the whole
removed the
lot.
pump, the vacuum lines, the sensor. E46 hasn't got it, so why does it need it?
So we had the car on hard limp thinking it was fuel for like a month.
Longer.
I redid the fuel system like 3 times.
Mate,
and
we
then,
literally, we nearly skipped the Cyvex because we were like, this ECU is a piece of shit. But yeah, we had no vacuum. It was a hard limp. So when you get hard limp in these cars, you get a code as to what's causing hard limp. Peter deleted that limp code from the ECU. Like we basically said, you're not in limp, forget about it.
but it was badly.
And it was still like, I'm in limp mode. So at that point, Peter was like, no, we have a problem.
What's wrong, but there's something wrong.
Because Peter's like, I've deleted this malfunction from the DME and it's still limp mode. We have there's an issue somewhere. And then I had a sensor that wasn't plugged in and I literally called it.
The nose sensor.
I called it the no sensor because I didn't know.
DUNNO. Dunno.
Oh, I don't do wires, mate. I can do everything else, I just don't do wires.
But to be fair, the M6 fixed it.
Can we
It's a shame we don't have the footage of me extending these wires with 2 cars next to
Oh
each
my
other.
God, yes!
Remember now?
Evolve, we
remember
done that
now?
years ago.
I
I
plugged
forgot
this
about
car
this.
into the M6 and then it ran perfectly. And
Yeah,
we were
we plugged the vacuum from this to the M6.
The nose sensor.
Or was
from
it
this,
that to
yeah,
there?
to the M6. We had the M6 on, the V10 on. We extended.
We
the
had a
wiring.
V10 pulling vacuum into this with a massive rubber hose, and we had this plugged into the M6 via extended wiring,
for the nose sensor.
Yeah.
And guess what? It worked.
and it worked.
And the car went from hard limp to perfect. We're like,
Yeah, no limp mode at all, no faults.
but we don't have any footage of that. I don't think.
I don't think
Which
we
is
do.
a shame.
Because connecting 2 cars together didn't seem like a cool thing to do. It looked fucking ghetto, you know? We were like,
And it was.
we were like, we ain't showing people this shit. This is
But
dumb.
now we
This is
would.
dumb.
Now we'd be like, this is why you don't do what we do.
What we should do when Sean's car's built
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
is we should connect my paddles to his car via a 20-meter piece of loom, and we should drive alongside each other while I change gear for him.
But how you drive your car?
Same.
Just with the gear knob?
Both giving signals.
Oh, but you could drive with a GWS, to be fair.
To be fair, I could change with that, and I'll change his car with that.
Now that's something.
So that ABS wires cut,
Yeah.
does that mean that we can run it through the OEM E46?
Unfortunately,
Oh, there's a cage in the way.
Unfortunately, for you, no. just because I don't want it to go.
I don't think you can you?
Mate, I don't
the
care.
cage
I'm
is in
not
the
doing
way.
it anyway. I'm not doing it.
So
Even
which way
if-
are you routing it now?
I'll find a way. I'll find a grommet and I'll be like, yeah, this one looks okay. And I don't know what's going on with the wiring at the back there. It all looks like too much. That whole power
This is
cable.
your thing.
Yeah.
This stuff is comfort access, so you know that.
So while these two deliberate over whatever that mess is in the back, I had to see if this loom would go through the OEM location, but the cage was in the way.
I don't really want to carry more weight because everyone's fucking saying I'm basically building a limo.
Oh, shut up. This is going to be the power steering. I'm telling you now.
What? Power steering?
Yes, Nuno had electric power steering before. We needed. Yes,
I
at
had
the
a life
back.
before you met me.
In the boot?
In the boot. Yes. Yep, it is. It's gonna be because that's an earth. That's power.
How much do we think this car's going to weigh?
12 something, maybe 11 something.
You think 12s?
Oh, this is not gonna be 13. Yeah.
You say 11?
It's gonna have carbon wings, carbon bumper, carbon bonnet, carbon.
13, how much? How much?
It's 1386.
I reckon it might touch 12.
I think it'll be 12s, man. It's,
How much heavier is that?
that's lighter than an S54.
Dickheads. Do you know how much it weighed last time?
No.
I do.
Oh.
With full doors, full glass.
But that's cheating.
It's not
not
cheating. No, everyone's the one that's fucking chatting shit on the internet. 1,000.
Good start.
311.
See?
And that was with a pole position in the passenger side. It's having an SPA this time. That was with a full-size battery. That was with full-size doors with everything inside. That was with a pole position instead of an SPA.
Maybe a slightly lighter cage, maybe.
So I think it may touch the 12s. And I'll be plenty happy with that. If it's like 1290, 1280, I think that's adequate. I'll still have heating.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to do that tomorrow. And yes, I'm going to do that tomorrow.
Making bare noise.
It was a siren. You hear the siren?
Man sound like a Clifford.
Man said tomorrow.
Man's going to go to sleep tonight.
That? Sleep when I'm dead.
It's gonna look nice when it's done.
It should look pretty decent, I think. The finish would be nice. I think it would drive nice as well.
It's gonna be slow.
65.
It will be alright.
It's going to be slow.
Yeah, but it's not going to be fast, is it?
It's not gonna be fast.
It's a fucking BMW.
It's not gonna be like my Lamborghini.
It's not going to be like my Lamborghini. Oh, I had that bitch on 3 wheels today.
To Costco.
To Costco.
To Costco.
Who takes an STO to Costco? Where did you park? I wouldn't even want to park anywhere near that shop.
Had some old lady come up to me. Excuse me, can I take some photos? It's for my grandson. I was like, take whatever you want.
It's out in public.
Yeah.
It's in the public domain.
you can do what you like.
Respectful.
They are.
Yeah,
They are.
super
We
respectful.
lack that now. Young people just fucking go and sit on it. Take a photo, please.
So I could put it on my story.
Oh, I swear to
On
God,
Snapchat
we was in
with all my
Mobs
friends.
fucking last summer and some fat was fully leaning on my car. I was gonna fly kick her into the fucking sea. I'm telling you now. We were sat. Oh, there's a steakhouse in Banus, just chatting, eating shit. Cars parked right fucking in front of us, next to Zach's, and this fat woman. Oh, honestly, bruv.
It's
like,
worse when they're fat.
It's even worse when they're fat, right? Because what they don't understand is that is a carbon fiber rear quarter panel, and you're bowing it. I can see it from where I'm sitting. I can see the panels denting. It's like it's going any more, it's gonna crack. How much flex do you think it fucking has? 20,000 Newton tons. Move out the fucking, get off the car for a start. This year I'm gonna be a knobhead. Anyone that leans on the car, I'm just gonna go up to them and be like, yeah, nice. Fucking Hadouken. Honestly, I just lose my temper. People wonder why. Touching anyone's car that isn't yours or
property
your
damage.
friends, it is a crime.
Well, if you
And it doesn't matter if it's this, if it's Lambo, if it's my fucking Passat. Why are you touching my shit?
Your car touched this car in the public domain,
Yeah.
you go for insurance, right?
Yeah.
You go, hold on, damage, even if if there's a little scratch. So a person touching the car is the same thing.
Yeah, you've crashed your fat overweight ass into my car. Now it's a cat fucking S.
Structural, you know.
Man said you damaged.
Man said structural.